Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Ann DeCindis. I am the editor-in-chief of Eyecare Business magazine, and I'm so happy to be joined today by Dr. Howard Purcell, President and CEO of the New England College of Optometry, and Jeff Todd, President and CEO of Prevent Blindness. Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So we know that there's a big award coming up and a big gala happening at Vision Expo East. So let's just dive right in. Dr. Purcell, congratulations on receiving the 2025 Prevent Blindness Person of Vision Award, which recognizes an individual whose outlook and work champions vision, and it's important for a healthy life. What does this commendable recognition mean to you, both personally and professionally?
Well, thanks, Carrie Ann, first of all. And of course, thanks to Prevent Blindness, Jeff, the whole team. I'm incredibly honored. When I take a look at the list of people who have won this award before, I couldn't be any more proud to be among really true giants in our field. But for me, the most important part is the great work that Prevent Blindness does. And we're able to raise a lot of money for this incredible work. I love Prevent Blindness for so many different reasons, but I will tell you, they're one of the few groups really that's able to bring together optometry and ophthalmology, all for a similar cause that we all believe in. And I'm truly honored, blessed to be in the position I'm in. This is an incredible profession to be part of. And I've had such a wonderful ride. And to me, this is sort of the icing on the cake. I'm thrilled. And I thank my friends at Prevent Blindness for recognizing people who do trying to look at things a little differently, trying to, be leaders in the field. And, we try to do that here at NECO. I've tried to do that in my career, and I couldn't be any more honored to receive this award.
So true. And as you're a former EB game changer, so you've, been recognized so much in the industry, and we really congratulate you. But I'll pass the baton over to Jeff. As Dr. Purcell receives this award, he's obviously made significant contributions to the eye care industry. In your opinion, and as you look back on past award recipients, what are the qualities that make him deserving of this recognition?
Yeah, well, first of all, we've been doing this for a number of years, and one of the purposes is just to celebrate the industry. We do this at Vision Expo East to have fun, have a party with the industry and celebrate it. But we also pull out someone every year to really highlight their achievements. And it was an easy call with Dr. Purcell. In my mind, he really is kind of the trifecta. He's a healthcare professional, an optometrist. He's worked in the industry for years, and now he's a part of academia. And, at Prevent Blindness, everything we do connects with those three areas. We work with healthcare professionals, we work with the industry, and we're so dependent upon academia and the future optometrists that are coming along to help in this field. So we're just excited to have Howard as our next recipient, and he's right up there with everyone else we've honored in the past.
I love it. And that jumps right into my next question. Speaking of academia, Dr. Purcell, as president and CEO of New England College of Optometry, how do you envision the role of academic institutions in, shaping the future of eye care and optometry?
Well, it's a great question. I think we take that responsibility incredibly seriously. I mean, clearly you don't just produce an optometrist. There's a process that you go through, a 4-year rigorous process that our students go through, then an optional final year residency. And we take the responsibility of shaping those individuals extremely seriously. I will tell you, in coming over to academia, I've been incredibly impressed with the dedication that the faculty provide. I mean, that was one thing that really jumped out to me, the commitment they make to the education of the future optometrists. Think about it this way. My father went to school here at NECO back in the late 50s. It was a 4-year program. My father learned how to be a great refractionist, but that's kind of where it ended. We fast forward now to 2025, it's still a 4-year program. But think about it, and it's incredible. The scope of practice has expanded greatly, and we love that. But the pressure that puts on our faculty to really deliver, and now they don't have much in the way of summers anymore. We've really tried to extend the program as best we can. but it is that responsibility that we place on our faculty, and they do an absolutely incredible job. The future of our profession is so great. When I meet these young people, they are so motivated. Some of them this is what they've wanted their entire life. You imagine the pressure that puts on all of us to say, this is something you've wanted all your life. You're here now. Now we want to make it the best experience we can possibly make it. And I give so much credit to our faculty and all they do to assure our students are prepared. I mean, just think about things like artificial intelligence and virtual reality and 3D printing and telehealth. I mean, these are areas we probably rarely talked about in the past, and now they become a key part of what we're trying to do. And we're in this incredible city of Boston that a lot of that is going on around us, the academic world around us, the hospital systems around us, Kendall Square and the tech. So to me, ultimately what it comes down to in the future is it's going to be about tech, but it's also going to be about talent. And we are going to provide that talent, the incredible now 25 schools and colleges of optometry. I tip my hat to the administration, to the faculty who just continue to deliver and do an absolutely amazing job at preparing the future of the profession. It's easy to criticize it, believe me. We're not teaching them enough about business. We're not doing that. You know what? The reality is we're doing the best we can in those 4 years, and we need help and support to do other things we're trying to do to prepare these wonderful people to be great doctors. And we talk a lot about that here. So I would say we take that responsibility extremely seriously. They're very impressionable during those 4 years. We appreciate and understand that and try our best to prepare them for what's to come. But I also want to say, because of wonderful groups like Prevent Blindness and the leadership Jeff provides, we also try to assure they understand the value and the importance of giving back. All of our students spend time at community health centers. And in those community health centers, they truly appreciate and see every day that there are people who can't afford their care and without providing it would not get it. And I love it when I see our students graduating and they appreciate now they have a gift that they can give back to their community, be it a big city, small town, suburb, whatever it is. And I give a lot of credit to people like Jeff and Prevent Blindness for making sure we all continue to think about the importance of that.
For sure. It seems like the future is definitely bright for these young optometrists. And I will be using that tech and talent. That's an easy thing to remember. As we move
I'll
forward.
also say this, Carrie Ann, that I always tell people, you have a bad day in optometry, spend a day at an optometry school. These students, it doesn't take a lot to get me fired up. I'm pretty passionate anyway, but I'm telling you, spending some time around the future of our profession, it's amazing. It is uplifting. It is inspiring. I know Jeff knows it because he gets to see many of our recent graduates and our students, but it's incredibly uplifting. And they're interested in giving back. They see the importance. They appreciate it. And we want to continue to obviously continue to stimulate that and provide them opportunities to do so. And as I say, great groups like Prevent Blindness are really leading the way on that.
For sure. And it is really a big celebration. And as we speak of kind of this celebrating the industry and celebrating what's up and coming, of course, Prevent Blindness is an advocate for these sight-saving programs, and there is a big celebration coming up at Vision Expo East, an awesome gala that I've had the pleasure to attend and really celebrate these rock stars in the industry. So as we look towards that at Vision Expo East, how will these funds raised support these really important initiatives? And what are the initiatives in particular that Prevent Blindness has on its radar for 2025? I'll direct that one to you, Jeff.
Yeah, here at Prevent Blindness, we're excited. We're about to launch a new 5-year strategic plan. We're involved in all things eye health. We have 3 pillars we're going to be looking at in the coming years. One of those is educate, making sure that everyone in this country is aware of eye health, specific conditions, how they can care for their eye health, where they can get resources. And advocacy is our second one. And our third is collaboration. Everything we do is in collaboration with other partners. But I want to go back to the advocacy element for a second, because that's really on the top of our minds right now. We have a bill that was before Congress this past year, and we're planning to reintroduce this year. It's called the Early Detection of Vision Impairment for Children Act. We're feeling very confident that, even in today's Congress, we feel confident that we're going to be able to get this introduced and hopefully passed. We have very strong bipartisan support for it. And what it would do is provide funding to states to implement children's vision programs. So that's one area where we're going to be spending a lot of time and resources on. And so the dollars here raised will help support that, as well as investing in patient support programs and, again, education for all people, for all eye conditions, whether it's things such as pink eye or all the way up to macular degeneration or glaucoma. If you have a need for eye health, which everyone in this country will at some point, we want to be your partner in getting the information and the care that you need.
That's super exciting. And, as we see these collaborations throughout the industry, what strategies, and I'll direct this to both of you, do you think are most effective in bringing together organizations and eye care professionals, our viewership and our readership, to tackle the challenges of preserving sight if they want to know either how to further this mission or where to even begin?
Well, I'll start off. I think, like I said, everything we do is in collaboration, whether that's with eye care professionals and even beyond that. We work across health professions. We work with nurses, school nurses. We work with pediatricians, all healthcare providers. Eye health is so embedded in our healthcare system, or it should be, that we need to make it's an all hands on deck situation. I work with in some international efforts, and we hear about all these challenges globally. But I'm constantly reminding folks that we have major challenges here in the U.S. And so we need to address those, and it's going to take all of us to do that. And so coming together and working across professions is so important. There are so many problems out there that need to be addressed. And if we come together and rally around solving them, I'm convinced that we can have a major impact.
So I think this industry has always really been good at collaboration. I think it's something we do well. We're a very tight-knit industry, and I think that part of it I really like. But, I'm going to take the opportunity to be a little selfish, share something about a program we started about 5 years ago called the Industry Collaborative. And Carrie Ann, it really is to do with exactly what you're talking about and what Jeff's been talking about, how we bring together this industry who really is so like-minded in so many ways, is focused on so many of the same things, and we have so many incredible resources. But by bringing them together, we can obviously be so much more powerful. So the idea of the Industry Collaborative, candidly, was I used to be on the industry side. And when I came in on the inside to academia, I felt like if I knew then what I know now, I could have been so much of a better partner. So let's raise the hood up a little. Let's show the good, bad, the ugly, whatever it may be, because we need help. We can't do it without the support of all these groups. And I will tell you, the support we've gotten has been incredible, from the AOA to the Academy to the National Board to ARBO to just all the different organizations that make up what we are in eye care and in optometry particularly. We've had some great discussions. We've focused on some key areas that we think are critically important. So to me, it's not a lack of interest, desire, motivation, resources. It's just what you said. How do we aggregate together, bring these groups together in a way that can be productive and that doesn't seem threatening? And I will give a tremendous amount of credit to my colleagues in industry. They come together, they set their differences and their competitive spirit at the door, and we work on problems that we know we all share a investment in, if you will. And it's incredible. And I welcome anybody who's listening to this. If you want to be part of the Industry Collaborative, we need smart brains. Big brains and big hearts is what my colleague says. That's what we're looking for. People with big brains and big hearts, and really proud of that program, and something I hope that will continue for many, many years. We're getting more and more support, so it continues to grow.
That's awesome. And it is so true. It's such an awesome industry in so many ways and so many facets that do come together. And events like this and awards like this are just a really good, illustration of all of that that's to come. So to close it out, I have kind of a fun question, or maybe a little bit of a spin on if you could look into your crystal ball, what are the trends you're seeing of course, AI is going to be a big one, but what are the trends you're seeing in the eye care industry, and how can eye care professionals prepare for the future of vision care?
It's a loaded one. Jeff, you want to take that one first? I don't know.
Is more readily accessible.
I guess I'll speak real quick to the AI portion. I'm on the board of the National Health Council. We've been spending a lot of time over the last year talking about AI in healthcare and what that means. And I've chaired that committee, and I've been asked on multiple occasions, have others, what does this mean for the healthcare professionals? Are we going to need them in the future? And the answer is absolutely yes. We're going to need optometrists. We're going to need ophthalmologists. AI does not solve that problem. It's not going to come in and take away the need for the human component there. But it's going to require us, and Dr. Purcell can speak to this, I'm sure, require us to evolve a bit in how we deliver care and how we think about care. And so I think that's one of the things I'm actually excited about, to see how we use some of these technologies and evolve them to continue to support all the needs that we have in eye care.
And Carrie Ann, I'll put two questions you asked today together, and I'll say it is part of our responsibility, we believe, to assure that our graduates are exposed to what we see coming. And that can be challenging sometimes. You're trying to, it is a little bit of a crystal ball to say, okay, what do we expect in the next 5 to 10 years? And we feel responsibility to make sure we're preparing our students for that. Being in the city of Boston helps tremendously. Jeff did a good job of explaining it. What I'll just ask you to do is think a little bit about these things coming together. We talk about artificial intelligence over here, telehealth over here, 3D printing over here, all these components. Now imagine these things coming together. In academia, it's changing everything. Everything, the way we teach, the way we learn. I'll give you one example. We now are able to provide tutors to students that essentially is an agent. It's a bot that is your own personal tutor. It creates and will create a textbook designed for you in the areas that it knows you're weak in. It asks you questions depending on how quickly you answer them. Just one example, we will be very individualized in how we train in the future, not just optometry, but across the board. It won't be when you come to a lecture, everybody learns the same way. By the way, we learn differently. Not everybody learns their best sitting in a classroom listening to a lecture. And so we will be so much more flexible. We have to be. The term a lot of people use is called an agile campus. It's our holy grail. It's where we're trying to get to. So if you're in one of the 30 states that doesn't have an optometry school, you don't have to pack your bags and move somewhere. You may be too entrenched in that community. You have a family, whatever it may be. We want to provide more opportunities, and technology is an enabler. Telehealth is going to let us reach people we can't reach today. But here's the key. We can't be afraid of it. We can't worry that it's going to disrupt a little bit or change our worlds a little. It's here, it's coming. How do we utilize it? How do we take advantage of it? And that's the harder part. I think sometimes we get bogged down a little in the politics of it, if you will, and we lose sight a little bit of the opportunities that it provides. So here we believe we have an absolute commitment to making sure we're graduating students that have as much experience in telehealth and all the different aspects. Ultimately, they'll decide, love it or not, think it's great or not. And last thing I'll just say, by the way, when we do this research, when we look at this, our students, believe it or not, are one of the best at giving feedback. They have no biases. They have no, they haven't shaped their opinions yet. We talked about how impressionable they are. So I think we have a wonderful audience that's ripe for this. They're excited for it. And it will be this generation that will decide how we use many of these tools and apply them in a way that's going to be productive, that we can be smarter, earlier detection, reach patients we can't reach today, information at our fingertips. If we see something out of the ordinary that we haven't seen we can find out in the past 5 minutes, anything that's been published in that area, and we can use that to make better decisions. These are all happening right now. This is not futuristic. The future stuff is even more exciting and more interesting. But what's happening today is absolutely changing the world of academia in a huge way. And if someone tells you that it's not, then they're lagging behind. Let me assure you, it's moving so fast. You've heard this before. 100 years happens in 5 years now when it comes to tech, right? Just think about that and the impact that has on everyone. But as an industry, I know, in working together with great groups like Eyecare Business and like Prevent Blindness and the academic institutions, and we work together, we will utilize these tools to really make a huge difference for the people we serve. I'm very confident in that.
For sure. And I think that, not looking at it in this doomsday mindset, how can it help us? How can it help the industry, as opposed to what is it going to do to hinder us? There are so many opportunities. And I think that's really a great outlook to have on it all. So it's a great note to end it on. I really thank you both. Thank you, Dr. Purcell. Thank you, Jeff. I really look forward to what's to come at Vision Expo East to celebrate you further. And thank you so much for joining us. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks again to Jeff, and look forward to seeing you all in Orlando.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.